Welcome to Rewind the Podcast. What up, everybody?
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, you better sing.
Happy birthday, dear Gabe. Happy birthday to and you. Happy birthday, Raven and Gabe. Our birthday twins, many years apart, old, but likeness in spirit because they're both Aries.
I would like to say that my birthday is actually on Wednesday.
It is. So
day that
as I'm
this
watching
comes
this. Okay, well, happy
Okay.
Just kidding. Happy birthday, another year older, another year wiser. Gabe is in his 30s now. Say hello to producer Gabe. And you are just wise beyond your years.
34, baby.
You don't need an age for you to tell you that.
Yeah.
So how do you feel another year older? How are the girls sitting?
Everything feels great.
Yeah.
I think I get better with age.
You do.
And so I'm excited.
You're like one of those grandfather clocks.
Back to a different note. Welcome to another episode of Rewind the Podcast.
Hello.
So today we have a lot of great topics to talk about.
We do. We're gonna poop, 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 poop. I feel like a lot happened this week, but it was not. Nothing was like congruent.
No, it was like sports, music, movies, life.
Literally.
But it was just all over the place. But you know where I want to start?
Tell me.
Miss our girl, Chappell Roan.
Oh yes, that hurt.
So Chappell Roan was on Call Her Daddy. Everything happens on Call Her Daddy.
Everything happened. It's the new Regis and Kelly live. I don't know.
This is gonna be a day of bad jokes.
No,
and
it's
I
not.
just gotta buckle up. So she was on Call Her Daddy, where she had some very big opinions about some things she probably shouldn't have had very big opinions on. Let's start with this one. She pissed off everybody who got a baby.
Anyone who has given birth through that vagina, they said, I have some opinions on you, and they are not positive.
They are not positive. So I don't even know how the format was set up or like if she asked her a question.
Yeah. Did you listen to the episode?
I don't, but I keep up.
You keep up.
Yeah.
You keep up.
So Chappell decides to say that everyone that she knows who is a parent is miserable. There's no light behind their eyes. They have no like sense of nothing. Mm-hmm. And people were super offended. And honestly, I think rightfully so.
Okay, really? You want to talk about it? You want to hit on it?
Although I am child-free by choice.
By choice.
I didn't think it was nice to say that.
Where do you think she went wrong?
I think she went wrong by painting everybody with a broad brush.
Okay.
I do know some people who have kids, and they do look miserable. Mm-hmm. They really do.
Yeah,
and
no tea, no shade, but some of y'all looked like you wanted the fantasy more than you wanted the reality.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And then I have friends like P, for example, my friend Paula.
Friend of the pod.
Who motherhood on her is just vibrant and fun. And she seems like the happiest she's ever been, like in this stage of her life. But I also think a part of that is that Paula has a great partner.
Okay, that is the tea, because if you do not have a good partner, baby, you might as well be a single whatever you are.
Exactly.
And let me tell you what, I just feel, because I have friends in my own life, love you, miss you, all that kind of stuff, who you can tell, like, the mom does cartwheels, sewing the kids' outfits, and then the dad's like, I really hope you get me a good gift. I changed a diaper.
Seriously, they don't know their kids' birthdays. They don't know like anything about their kids. Mm-mm. So I do, like I said, I know people like that, and they do seem miserable. And that is not the kind of life I would want to live personally. But like I said, there are people who thrive in parenthood and like feel like it's the biggest blessing and the greatest thing. Now, there has been a lot of discourse online where a lot of moms are like, nah, this sucks.
No, okay. So I was gonna say that a lot of people, it's like kind of like when like young Christian couples get married, and like every time they post their anniversary, like, we've been through so much. It's so hard. Sometimes I want to kill you. I dream about stuffing your face with a pillow, but I love you. Happy anniversary. And you're like,
I don't think you like him.
I don't think you like that person. I think you just wanted to have sex and now you're trapped.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I agree wholeheartedly with her.
Yeah.
I do think kind of like her.
Okay. Okay.
I just feel like I have surrounded myself with people who have kids, and it seems like every time we are alone, they love like, oh, I love that you just like get to go to Disney World whenever. I love that you get to travel. You get to go to the movies 3 or 4 times a week. I just miss that this kid over here, and I'm like, you wanted that kid. Like you talked about how great it was, and I get that. In certain times of having a child,
yes,
there are trials and you don't get to do what you want to do, but that to me is the sacrifice of what you give up. The biggest thing I always love to see is when I have friends who have a baby, they're like, we're about to go to the hospital. It's going to be great. There's going to be a photographer. And then I see them about 4 weeks later, Louis Vuitton under the eyes. They look like they are barely holding on to sunlight. And I'm like, it happens to everyone.
And I also think that even in singlehood, there is things that are left to be desired. Mm-hmm. I'm working 12-hour days, not including this podcast.
Oh, no.
So it's like...
This is extra because we like y'all.
Yes, but like there are parts of singlehood that also aren't the best. Not having nobody to share bills with ain't fun as a single person who's not married. You know what I mean? Like, or not in a partnership. But yeah, I think that there's pros and cons to both. You are itching to say something.
I'm itching to say, this is the worst part of singlehood, and I just got to let you know. When you go on a friend or family vacation, they assume that because I am not sleeping with somebody or have a baby, I get to sleep on the most uncomfortable mattress, couch, or out in the open with my hole in the air because I have not gotten married.
Correct.
And I hate that. Or I pay just as much. Or they don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to split evenly, but you get a private room and a private bathroom, and I don't like that. So I agree with Chappell Roan.
Okay.
Would you like to say something, Gabe?
Yes, I would. Thank you for calling on me.
Absolutely.
So I actually watched the episode.
Oh, okay.
Gabe is informed.
I'm an OG.
Yeah.
Call her daddy girl. So I watched it in context. Granted, gay man, don't have any kids, so don't come for me. I didn't take it as that way. To me, it came across as like, the people in my life who said they have kids, like, damn, they, like, say it's rough. And I literally, all my friends that have kids say it's rough. It didn't seem like watching it, I wasn't like, oh, damn, she's coming for the mom.
Yeah.
I didn't initially take it that way. I thought initially it hit me like, that probably wasn't the best way to say that. Mm-hmm. But then seeing the backlash and hearing, like, people talk about it, I can understand why people would think that it's, like, shading them.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a bad parent, why are you getting offended?
I don't think that's what I see where you're going. But I also think parenthood gets a bad rap. Mm-hmm. And for people who are actually genuinely happy, it's like now you almost have to like show people how happy you are for them to believe that you are actually truly enjoying the season of life that you're in.
And then it just becomes optics.
And then it's just like, but it's like, also, I don't think about people who have kids that much.
I really don't. That's my thing is if your kid's not screaming on a plane, I'm not thinking about you.
I'm really not.
Yeah.
Unless you send me a video where I come across something on social media.
Aww.
Yeah, and that's as far as it goes for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what do y'all think? Comment below. Do you think Chappell was out of line? Mm-hmm. I will say the second thing that happened in this interview that I wanted to discuss.
Okay. I want to see if it's the same thing I'm thinking about.
Was her view on politics.
Oh, no. Different thing, but you go ahead.
So she also went on to say that she does not feel that pop stars or celebrities are have to share their political opinions. Thoughts?
Yes. So have you heard this theory on the boomerification of Gen Z?
Ooh, no, but I like where we're going.
Yes. So there was a girl one time on TikTok, and it was like spread like wildfire. She said, Gen Z are the new boomers. So boomer doesn't...
Sucks for them.
I know. So boomer hates service at a restaurant. 0 stars. I'm writing a letter. I'm writing a review. Gen Z doesn't like something. They're doxing you. They're calling into your work. They're going to be crazy.
Right.
Where boomers essentially like they love to complain about like what's wrong and what the youth are doing. Gen Z loves to do the opposite and complain about how They're leaving them a world on fire. They're doing all these kind of things. And people are starting to see, like, people, boomers use Facebook to complain. Gen Z uses TikTok to complain. And it's like millennials and Gen X, we're kind of over here like, well, we survived the Cold War and 9/11, so like, let's party, Yeah. And they're like, ew, like, you like Harry Potter at your age? And you're like, yes, we did, because we lived through a financial crisis and 9/11. So yes.
Seriously.
So people are saying, like, even similarities like this. Boomers, they love to say, there's two things you don't talk about at a dinner party: religion and politics. So it's like really similar, like parallel lines. That's what I'm saying.
So glad to be a millennial. We may be corny or whatever, but
we may love doing the cup song,
but we ain't on this. This pissed me off more than the mom thing.
Okay, tell me why. Not
you, Chappell Roan, being so anti-Kamala, vocally anti-Kamala. And now you're like, well, you don't have to share. Why don't you shut the hell up then?
Literally, because
that was the time to be quiet.
Well, this is the thing. Again, people are pushing. They're pushing. And at some point, this is the thing I wanted to talk about with the interview that people on Twitter X were saying they don't like, is that she brought up again the whole, like, don't talk to me. If you see me out, don't talk to me. And people were like, you've already made your stance. And she, I guess, like, and Gabe, you can hit on this too. There was almost a point where she was like, I'm going to just kind of have to say it until people get used to it. And people were just like, okay, if you're going to be that in the stance about don't talk to me, if someone's like, talk about politics, you can say, I'm not doing it, and shut it down.
Exactly.
And don't feel like you were pressured into that, but not taking a photo in the freezer aisle.
But she made her whole Grammy speech a political speech.
Pay the musicians.
So I just don't know what we're doing. I feel like she just be saying stuff, and I'm fine with that. If you are the girl who just be saying stuff, fine, but hush.
Yeah, I will say one more thing. I have a friend of the pod, Mark Hello. He said, to quote you, what may be hot this summer may be not hot next summer. And he said, I think we've built her up enough, and it got too big too fast, and people are going to enjoy scraping at her. And on Twitter now, people love to be like, I just love to hate her, like blah blah blah. It's just so easy. She's an easy target. And so I'm wondering if we're about to start seeing the unraveling.
And I hate that, because she is so talented.
She is.
But there's a part of her that lacks maturity, that she's just not polished at all. And I feel like, as much as we love the art and the work, like, I wish she would be quiet.
That is a very tough soundbite, Raven Dawson.
I really, for her sake, and selfishly, because I want to be able to enjoy the music without her opinions. But I really do. Like, I'm like, I just want to like you. I really do want to like you. But you become a little bit unlikable.
There you have it. Raven Dawson silencing women. Gabe?
Hold for millennial pause. Okay. That was funny. I was trying to do a Blake. So again, what?
I was trying to pull a Blake.
I have to say, again, I think it's in context. Watching the episode, when she was talking about, like, the whole don't talk to me thing, she was like, I never said that people can't be like, hey, like, love your music. She's like, when people, again, the stalking, following me, like, creepy stuff, she's like, that is what I'm not okay with. But this is my thing with her. I don't think she knows how to communicate properly, in the sense of watching that whole entire interview. She is very socially awkward.
I do understand what you're saying. Like, she does present in a way where she is, as a person who's neurodivergent.
Speak on it.
I can relate to that a little bit. And I don't know if that's something that media training helps. I don't know. But I do know that she is creating, fulfilling a prophecy, like a self-prophesying.
Yeah, self-fulfilling
like,
prophecy.
Yeah, like, don't talk to me, don't talk to me, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. And it's like, people are going to want to, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, just, there's ways to be private if you would like to be private. She should call Harry and ask him, because where the hell has he been?
I've heard things, and I was actually thinking about this the other day. Apparently, someone said Taylor Swift goes out more than we think she does, and like almost to the point of like, does she have like an in-house prosthetics person? Like, they were like, she has said many times on record, I go out more than you think I do, and you never know it's me. I'm like, work. Well, to echo one last thing you said, 10 seconds or less. You cannot over-explain yourself into people understanding your point.
Thank you.
So I think the more she interviews, the more people are going to dig their own heels in, and it's just going to hurt her. So I think anything she says, she has totally free will to say. So
100%.
Yeah.
Good for her. All right, enough of Chappell.
Enough with Chappell. Chappell, may you be blessed. You're a giver.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, moving on along.
Speaking of somebody else I wish would just be quiet, Morgan Wallen was on SNL.
Okay, first of all, I was already like, why he on there?
Why is he on there? It's second time on there. Remember, the first time he was on there, he was not almost on there.
Oh, why? What happened?
Okay, so he was supposed to be on in 2020, and then remember, they caught him making out with sorority girls. This was like during COVID.
This is so stupid.
I know. They caught him
This is really dumb.
They caught him making out with sorority girls, and they were like, you're not obviously observing protocol, and you're going to endanger the
everybody
staff, literally out here sucking face with the University of Georgia. Yes. And so they said no, and then he like showed good behavior, so he was allowed to come back. We love to forgive a white man.
He gets more chances than anybody I've ever seen.
He could be bedazzled because he's got more than 9 wishes, let me tell you that right now. But went on Saturday Night Live. I don't know. He's got a new album coming out. It's got like 37 songs. Because they're just all that good. You can't whittle them down. They're all that good. I've got a lot to say. I'm sorry. I don't like this man.
Me either.
And there's things I've heard even before he got big. Allegedly, getting kicked off of Florida Georgia Line's tour because he was trying to fight Brian or Tyler. I don't remember which one.
If someone put a gun to my head and said, which one is Brian and which one is Tyler, I would have to call on the ancestors and the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
Who?
Because let me tell you what, we've also got 2 videos that show you don't know nobody.
I don't know them people.
It was so funny.
I know, baby, you're a show. You make me want to roll my windows down and cruise.
Hey, baby. But fighting with people, getting kicked off tours, and now we've made him a star. So he goes on SNL. I guess he sings. I don't think he was. The girl from Honora was the guest. The girl who played the sex worker. Mikey Madison. Thank you, Gabe. And they get done where they wave at everybody at the end. And they're like, thank you so much. You know, we've had a great night. Everybody's waving in the behind. He gives her like the hug you give like your stinky like Nana when your grandma dies. He was like, and then he like takes a beat and then just walks off, but like past the camera like.
Thank you, Blake, for the demonstration.
Well, I did, the YouTubers, they were watching me.
Yeah.
You got that for free up close. And people were like, what the hell? Now, media made it a thing. They were like, he storms off. And I was like, okay, what's happening? He just left. But then very shortly after, like maybe an hour or two, he posts to his Instagram story a picture of his private plane landing back in Nashville. And he said, back in God's country. And I was like, cue the tape, roll a photo of Nashville. Back in God's country. Did you know we're in God's country?
I was about to. Could have fooled me.
Could have fooled me, baby.
Could have fooled me.
I was like, And it's just, here's the thing. The act itself, I'm like, that was just weird. I'm of 2 minds of this. One, I'm annoyed, and I'm just like, why do we give this man so many chances to show his ass? Like, getting kicked off tours again. Allegedly, he was going to play a show in Mississippi a couple of years ago, and then he said, "Oh, like my voice is gone. I've got to be out for 6 weeks for my voice to heal."
I do remember that.
He was so hammered he could not stand up straight, and he went to rehab for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Good for him.
But it's always we're just going to give him chance after chance after chance. He's doing the chairs and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, I don't know if the songs are that hot. That we keep
I'm not the target audience for this.
Because you have more to say?
This is when I like to stay out of white people business.
Okay.
Because this ain't got shit to do with me. Mm-hmm. My only note would be stop inviting him places.
Okay, and that was my other mind. SNL, why, if he is so controversial, are you giving this man a platform? Why are we giving platforms to people that we love to publicly say are controversial? Why is SNL trying to get the country vote? I don't know. Like, because those people who usually love Morgan Wallen. My own country's coming out. Call the law. The people who love Morgan Wallen already hate SNL. Like,
correct.
So are you trying to grab that audience? I don't know. It was weird.
SNL's, they seem to be doing fine.
They really do. Well, are they?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like I said, this is giving white people business. Mm-hmm. And as much as I love being a white people business for like
Why is Stacey mad at Rebecca?
Like, for that, I'm like, this white people business I don't really want to be in.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, I know I've talked about it for 2 minutes. It's just not that interesting. But it sparks a curiosity in you. You're like,
for sure.
I don't know. I just, being this close to country music, I'm like, I see great country singers, and y'all.
There were so many options to get the country vote. Mm-hmm. To get country people to tune in. I don't know who they are. Yeah. But there are so many.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what we should do this year? I should take you down to CMA Fest. Maybe meet your new favorite CMA Fest person.
I would love to go to CMA Fest.
You can see Tanner Adele.
That's what I was going to say. I want to see the girls I want to see.
Yeah. Raina Roberts, Shabuzi. Shabuzi's going to be there.
So good looking.
CMA Fest, give us a call.
Shabuzi, give me a call.
Oh, God. You little cougar. All right. Let's move on along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all. Did you hear that Yolanda?
Saldivar.
She up in there still.
She up in there. She said, I'm going to get my parole. And they said, denied.
The way the collective is all, this brings the country together. This brings everybody together. Don't nobody want her ass on the street.
No. And if you find somebody who does, they get snuffed out real quick, but that sounds horrible to say. Selena Inos Dinos.
She's so pretty.
Yes. This bumper was pulled off by the bus of Selena's. Let me tell you what, that beautiful lady right there did not deserve to go when she did.
No!
And then also in recent years, Yolanda is acting crazy, saying that her and this one were secret lesbian lovers.
Girl, quit it. You know good and damn well.
She wasn't looking your cootie cat.
At all. That little nasty old cootie cat.
She was not looking at that thing saying, I could fall.
No.
She was married to that beautiful man.
I know. I love Selena so much. And it was such, like, of course, I was introduced to her from the movie because I think it came out when I was like 7.
Yeah.
But my parents are always like, she was huge.
She
like,
was.
everyone loved her. And, like, I feel like we were robbed.
We literally were.
Of an opportunity to, like, watch her grow and change and evolve.
And instead, we got Jennifer Lopez.
Now, I was going to say, thank you, Gabe. People do make the joke that if Selena would have never gone on to get her robe, that she would be the one on American Idol doing the Super Bowl and things like that. I think so, too. But other people say, and I don't necessarily agree with this one as much because she's from, like, Latin America, they said she would have been Shakira.
No.
And I don't agree with that. I think it would have been J-Lo.
She had so much crossover appeal that she would have definitely been the J-Lo. Like, she was already, like, a household name. And then on the cusp of, like, true crossover success. And I think that she would definitely be a J-Lo.
It's just so... I don't know, because obviously we have the movie, and then, Netflix did...
I watched it.
And I love Selena, so I watched it, but every time it gets just close to her passing, I'm always hoping it's going to be different. And then, again, Yolanda, she's like, let me out. And I'm like, I want to say this to you. If you watch this podcast, okay, but you are safer in there.
That's what I was about to say, Yolanda. I don't know why you want freedom so bad.
Literally. Because maybe she thinks she'll get the Casey Anthony thing. We're just going to let her go around Florida. Girl, you are... No.
I can just tell you now, no. That's not going to be what it is.
Our God-fearing friend, Alyssa, friend of the pod, she was like, I'll roll up on you. She's like, let me get one in real quick.
I think everybody would try to get their lick.
Yeah.
If they run up on her.
And they'd be screaming, world star.
I will say this. I've already said, should I incriminate myself on this podcast?
Yeah, go ahead.
Casey Anthony.
If you ever see her, it's on
better
site.
not. I would love to run into Casey.
Yeah.
Just one time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hit her. I wouldn't do anything to her.
What would you do?
I don't know.
I'm not even in like a funny incriminate, because I've always wondered, like, you see somebody like that on the street, are you like, some people literally would just,
I would have to stop myself.
I think so.
100%.
I saw Keith Urban at the movies the other day. I won't say which chain him and his wife were at.
Wait, were they not?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh my God.
But there was.
If they're always at the movies.
They love a movie.
Oh, sorry. Don't tell all their business.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't be weird.
Sorry.
This we're gonna take this out of chapel. Don't be weird.
We shouldn't have said that.
But we saw him and I was like, oh, that was pleasant. And then out of nowhere, I wanted to just gutturally be like, you told me no on American Idol. And be like, no, I got a BetterHelp.com about that. I didn't realize this was beef. I still needed to.
I would love to see them out.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. I literally went.
Did she look like
she looked like Nicole Kidman.
That's what I was gonna say.
I was gonna say she was in like jeans and like tennies, and then she had on like a sweater with like the button up, like the blouse under it, where it like comes over the ascot, and she was just kind of like walking away, like serving face, and he was in like a leather coat, and they were just walking out. And it was in Nashville, it's like a known rule, like you don't like hi, you know. But besides the wanting to fight him for the American Idol thing, there was a part that just wanted to go, I love y'all. Love you. Like literally, you're like, oh, like hi, like and Ellen, our friend Ellen, in front of the pod, she saw it because she was coming out of that. She was like, oh my gosh, and we got down the hall, and she goes, feel my pulse, and it was like boom 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 boom, and we were so like enamored by it, we forgot what theater we were supposed to be upstairs. We were like,
huge fan.
oh, Practical Magic.
And they're making a second one. I would have been like, can you just tell me like one little secret about it, please? I'll be in it extra.
I will say, our friend Patrick was nominated for a GLAAD award.
He was.
And like seeing all the photos of like him with like all of these like huge celebs,
Literally.
like Cynthia.
He took a picture with Cynthia Erivo.
Yes, I was like, wait, like he's so cool to like not freak out.
I know, seriously. Raven would have been like, I don't know who would have freaked out more if we saw Cynthia.
I'm good about that kind of stuff.
I don't know.
No, I really am.
I used to do red carpets. I can actually play it
No,
quite cool.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like I
wouldn't be like, yeah. I think the only person I might have a visceral reaction for, you know what's actually funny? I don't know who I would have a visceral reaction for, because when I used to do CMT, CMA, all that kind of stuff, Carrie Underwood would walk by, and I would be like, oh my gosh, it's Carrie Underwood. And then like they'd be like, the Chrisleys are here, but they're associated more with like TV, and there's psychology behind this, like music versus TV. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's TV stars. Like, and I was like, what the hell? Like, it's the Chrisleys and Carrie. And it was
I ran into them at Target.
Literally, I was with you.
I know, yeah.
We were like, hey, and you were like, what's up?
What are you doing here?
Yeah. I was talking with some friends the other day, allegedly, and they said they saw at the Soho House.
Who? Oh, really?
At the Soho House, and they knew they had enough good sense
not
to be
to say
like,
nothing.
One, we're at a place where they're supposed to feel comfortable, and they didn't say anything, but they said they had a friend who went up to her and went, Kim, come here. He went, I just want to let you know. And I was like, no. And that is why Chappell Roan acts like that. You don't touch people.
My mind if my friend did that.
Can you? Okay, and granted, we are not Haley Williams.
No.
You've been recognized.
Close.
Yeah. But you've been recognized for being on I Know You Lying.
Yeah.
I got recognized from the pod.
Yeah.
But in both of those interactions, very hello.
Yeah.
Can you imagine someone being like
touching me? No, I would. Let me tell you something about me. I fight first, ask questions later. I will
say, Pat, who was that?
I will sock you out
and
then be like, oh, I am so sorry. You like the podcast? Girl, I did not mean to hit you in the nose.
Get up. Do you want a photo? Yeah.
I really would. I'm like, Raven girl, hey girl. Like, I'm good with that. Like, please don't touch me.
Yeah. I will say and I don't want to sound like BetterHelp.com dramatic right now. I don't like being manhandled from maybe things that have happened to me in the past. I'm not going to put this on camera.
Oh, right.
So some things that happened.
I thought you was talking about somebody molested you, child.
Oh, no.
I was about to be here crying.
No. No.
We're going to be here crying.
No.
This is going to be a good episode.
No, there was just some heavy discipline that involved like just manhandling. And so even now, like when I was in high school and they were doing like stage direction for choir, they'd be like, stand here, and I'd be like here, and they'd be like, no, come here, and I'd be like, and like when people just grab and think they can, I don't like it. And if there's even like a remotely like forceful, I'm like, I don't know, I need to get over it.
No, that's not something that I think is a get over it thing.
I go like a cat.
But that's so interesting because, like, my dad said something to me the other day on the phone. I didn't like it, and he hurt my feelings. So I had to call him back and tell him he hurt my feelings. Mm-hmm. If he, like, roughed me up, I would be devastated.
It's weird.
Sorry, I touch you all the time. I literally straddled you.
You straddled me, too.
No, their birthday party was fun. We'll get to that in a second. No, that's fine. I'm talking, like...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that's not it. No, that was quite enjoyable. Gabe told me I should bottom for him.
Gabe also asked to have, offered us to have a threesome.
He did. The power of 3.
Listen, some people had a little bit too much to drink at Gabe's birthday party.
Why don't you tell the girls what happened?
So we had a birthday extravaganza for Gabe's 30th birthday.
Alhoa.
So we took him. So I had to get him out of his apartment. So we went and had a few cocktails before dinner. And a few was like 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. So at dinner, I'm like kind of buzzed. So then we have a great dinner with our friends. And then we go back to Gabe's where Kelsey and Aunt like decorated his apartment like beach themed because we were supposed to go to the Dominican Republic. It didn't happen. And so it was like a cute photo wall and a thing that said Alhoa because Kelsey don't know how to spell.
Aloha.
She meant aloha. And everyone, at some point, the switch kind of flicked.
Yeah.
And everyone was really drunk. And I was like, as the like kind of low-key sober one, I was like, what Bible? I stopped drinking.
You seemed like you were having a little fun when I got there at 11 o'clock
No,
at
I
night.
definitely was buzzed. But like, I drank so much earlier in the day that I was like, oh, you need to stop because you got to be able to like live your life.
Yeah.
So people threw up.
our new 30-year-old here.
There was a lot of lap dances happening.
There was.
I'm surprised we didn't get put out.
Someone said we should. Well, producer Gabe was like, we should have a threesome together. Me and Raven were like, oh. I was like, I think a threesome on the pod. Isn't it?
I think that's plenty.
I was like, that's so weird, Raven. And I was like, Gabe, just
Patreon.
Patreon. Yeah. Subscribe to our Patreon now. We're all going to do each other.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
It was a fun party.
It was a fun party.
All of that to say, Yolanda Saldivar, you ain't getting out behind those bars, girl. How did we get here? Oh, God.
Okay, moving on along. I want to talk about Ariana Grande's deluxe album.
Oh, my God.
Tell me your thoughts.
We need to eat some humble pie real quick, because if you don't go watch it too hard, last year we weren't necessarily feeling Eternal Sunshine right when it came out.
That's not true.
There's video evidence.
No, we just didn't like love it, but we liked it.
But it was.
I
wanted
ranting. No, you disliked it more than me because I
Probably.
remember ranting and raving over the music video and the visuals and all the things. So speak for yourself.
I remember I wanted like 12 tracks of Yes and
Yeah.
but we didn't get it. And over this year, it became one of my favorite albums of the year. And when she's announced that we were going to do Brighter Days Deluxe, I was very excited to hear what had happened. Those songs,
I hated them.
did you really?
Hated them.
Okay, tell me why.
kidding.
Oh my God.
You do that to me all the time.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it, because
No, I thought it was fantastic.
I don't want to slight this artist in the way to say that, but when I listened to it, I was like, this is kind of what I wanted, like, Tortured Poets Department to give.
Girl, if you...
Because there was...
Y'all put too much on Tortured Dead Poet Society.
No, because I didn't like it. That one I'm still on.
No, I'm saying y'all put too much on it. Y'all be putting too much pressure on that girl.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, she gave us 30 tracks, so you would have... Anyways. But I was... Like, the rhyme scheme of a bunch of the songs and things, I was like, this sounds like it truly came from a journal. And Max Martin said, let's put a beat to it. He's Swedish. And I just loved it. And then I got to watch the short film. Did you?
I didn't.
Girl, you thought We Can't Be Friends, that music video?
And Ariana, I don't want to be crying. Because I was sitting there about to cry at We Can't Be Friends.
No, let me tell you this. It was like crying. And then the last little bit, I was like, what?
Oh.
And it was really interesting, but I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I'm going to give you a little bit of the concept. So she goes back to the clinic.
Don't tell me. I just want to watch it.
Okay. You want to react to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we can
Let's
react to it.
it.
Okay, I won't tell you anything, but we can react to it.
Yay! Okay, that's going to be fun.
Okay, let's just move on. But
Can I say the song I liked?
Yeah,
what
was your favorite song?
Twilight Zone.
Really?
It's my number one.
Mine was Warm.
I liked Warm too.
And there was a reason I liked it, and we talk about this all the time. Mm-hmm. It was the lyric of, obviously, because I'm cool on my own, but I'm warm in your arms. But the part that she said before that, where she says, if you need me, I'll be higher than the exosphere. I'm not coming down for you. And I loved that because this is something I will get on my soapbox on. We've seen many times, not even people we love, just in general. You want something so bad, you go down to less than you deserve. Stop pointing to yourself. You just, the whole like, you go lower and then you have to go through hell. And it's like, well, you went down there, so what do you expect? And I just loved that line. I was like, yeah, you can come up here.
That is a good line.
Yeah. What was your Twilight Zone favorite line?
Girl, I don't know. I kind of wasn't super excited about it. I will say everyone has been ranting and raving about how great it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gone back to Eternal Sunshine as much as you have.
Okay.
I really enjoy it, like when it comes on, but I don't like actively go back to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the deluxe made me want to actively go back and listen to it as like a complete body of work.
Oh, yeah.
Again.
You will love it. I'm telling you what right now.
Do you know what else I'm really into right now?
Tell me.
Kesha's new song.
Yes, the one about the clown.
It is.
Isn't that what it is?
Singing yippee-ki-yay,
Yeah. No. You just tell it. Yeah, I love that you love.
I'm like, take me back to Tuscaloosa 2010.
Cabs are here.
I need a Four Loko.
Before they change the recipe.
And to be going to the bar and business casual.
Oh, my.
Like, take me back.
Belt that makes it look like I have back problems. Yes.
And one of them chunky necklaces. It was like, oh my God.
And the Katniss Everdeen boots.
Literally. I am obsessed with that song. I cannot wait for it to come out. I mean, for the album to come out. I cannot wait.
I'm not on Kesha anymore. I'm on what you used to wear to the club. You're like, is the day to night look.
Hazel.
The day to night look. I'm doing business deals at 5 and I'm getting drinks with the girls at 6.
Exactly, but don't nobody got a job because we in school.
I knew my rent was going to be late about a week
like,
ago.
where are we going?
Oh my God. And
but
then
yes, it just like sucks you in. I think that's part of the reason why everyone got so drunk at the party.
Because
we thought it was 2010 and then we woke up the next day like, oh, we're in our 30s.
We're in our 30s.
This is insane.
One of our friends crawling on the floor to get to the bathroom.
Oh.
I know.
Sad. All right, moving on along.
Okay, so I want to talk to you about this. Obviously, a couple weeks ago, we read Disney High. We read all about the Disney stars, whatever. Did you see that clip on TikTok? Raven Symoné was on a podcast with her wife, but she was talking about the comparison between her and Miley Cyrus.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, give the people the tea.
She was
and then
on with Jason Lee.
Jason Lee, okay.
Okay, so she was on with Jason Lee, and her wife was there. And basically, I thought he asked a really great question. He was like, we saw Miley kind of like take over Disney Channel. And Raven straight up was like, she thought she did. Like, it was giving
She said...
But she does love Miley. She made it very clear that she loves Miley.
Yeah.
Molly.
Miley loves Molly.
Allegedly. We just playing. We had enough drug talk last week. Anyway, she made it very clear that she loved Miley, and this has been said time and time again, Disney Channel did not know what to do with black girls.
No. Her.
Marseille, Coco.
Kyla Pratt.
Like, they just didn't know what to do with them. But the part that I absolutely loved was her being like, I had been working since I was 3 years old. Like,
I knew catching them checks on a Cosby Show.
Like, I knew I elevated this thing.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't need. She was like, it would have been nice to have the same opportunities as some of the other girls. But I was like, yes, Raven, you stand in your shit because you really did.
Talk your shit. Raven told me I'm not allowed to say that.
No, because you put too many syllables.
No, you said I'm just not allowed to say it.
Why?
I don't know. You were like, you told one of our friends, you were like, yeah, girl, talk your shit. And you go, you're not allowed to say that. And I was like,
oh, I was probably just being a bitch.
Okay. Talk your
But yeah, I was like, that is such a good lesson to be like, you know what? Whether people see it or not, I'm that girl. And she really is, was, and will forever be that bitch.
Because to go back to that book, we read Disney High, and it was like, oh, there were some great shows going on, and then things like that. We obviously grew up on that, but it was like, whether you loved it or hated it, Raven was the one that escalated it.
100%.
Had celebrities on there and things like that, and then they started taking that blueprint to other shows, which then, like they said, catapulted Miley. But there was even a whole section on Raven. They said, we don't know what to do because she's this black girl. And also,
and she was plus size.
I was going to say she was plus size. And so they were like, well, we have to get you skinny to get you admirable. And she had the most successful show on Disney, and they didn't need to do all that.
And the fact that made that baby get a breast reduction and lipo at 15 years old makes me want to strangle somebody. Especially because she wasn't a big girl like that.
She
really wasn't a big girl like that.
600-pound life.
No. Like, she was a normal, like, average size young woman whose body was developing. And also, like, even though I didn't watch Raven like that, it was nice to have someone with a different body type on TV. Like, we were on the cusp. You have to think that was still the same time when we were watching America's Next Top Model, where they was talking about a size 8.
And they were like, oh, Chubbo's coming in for the season. And you're like,
plus size.
Literally.
And it was like good to see. I mean, I appreciated it. I know a lot of black girls who look like me around my age appreciated what Raven did. And I love that she can feel good about her time there.
Yeah.
I also really loved what she said about the character when they were like, oh, we wanted to make Raven queer.
Yeah.
And she was like, but that doesn't make sense. Like, she was like, that's me. That's not the character. And she was like, that wouldn't have made sense. And if you remember, Raven was boy crazy on that show.
Devon. That's the only one I remember.
Devon.
He was fine.
He was fine. But it was like boys, boys, boys all the time.
Yeah.
So it would have been a hard left to be like, oh, now she's a lesbian.
Because she was going to be queer in the adult one, right?
In Raven's Home. Yeah.
One thing she said during that podcast, too, she said, I'm writing my memoir. And I was like, baby.
The way we about to be set.
Steak, knife, and a fork. I'm going to be...
I cannot wait to hear all the tea.
Because you're doing it right now. I ain't reading it. I'm listening to it.
I'm listening to it in the car. Raven, for one Raven to another, girl, hurry up. We ready for this book.
Yes. Also, Raven Symoné, come on the pod.
Oh, my God. I would literally fall
Her and her wife sitting in Gabe's corner. Sorry, Gabe, you're going to have to move. Sitting in that corner, the way I would ask her stuff.
Oh, gosh. She would be the best.
But my thing, this is why I love her, too, is she doesn't do, at least to me, to the naked eye, she's not doing like well, you know, everybody, blah, 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 and this and this. She just answers it straight up. Because she
keep it real.
He was like, so you had to get a breast reduction lipo? She's like, And he was like, well, how did that make you? She said, I'm writing a book. You read about it in there. And I was like, work.
She keep it real. I will say one time I auditioned for something. And the guy was like, oh, Raven, you're like, you know, whatever. That's a very common thing, being a Raven. And he was like, oh, I hung out with her one night, like in LA. Back in the day, I was working on some show. I guess she was on. And he was like, she's the best. He was like, she's so much fun to be around. She's the best. And I was like, I knew I liked her. Mm-hmm. All right.
All righty. I didn't know what to say. I've always liked her. I just didn't know what,
Yeah. Okay, moving on along. Tell me, what's been on your For You page this week?
First things first, Gaga tickets go on sale as of y'all watching this tomorrow. So hopefully for your birthday, April 2nd.
Oh.
They will be
secured.
Yes, but they're already doing City Card rollout. They're doing the Verizon.
We need to figure out our plan for this.
We do, because...
Are we in the same group?
Are you going, Gabe?
I want to go. I just figured that someone would get my ticket.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But we never, we need to figure this out. Okay,
but
this is not the time
for it.
but
our other friend, she was like, I got my ticket. And we were like, oh, okay, I guess we're not.
Did Ellen get a ticket?
I don't know. She's got all the credit cards and she's crazy.
Yeah.
So Lady Gaga tickets have starting to go on sale. They did the City Card. I think as of filming this tomorrow, they have Verizon. They're going to do pre-sale, all that kind of stuff. So I've already seen on TikTok, people are saying they got in line for City Card. Because, she's not doing stadiums. She's doing arenas.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I will give you one guess. What was her line in the queue?
712.
712? 107,000 for arenas at Madison Square Garden.
I don't think we go into this custom.
I'm going to try tomorrow with Verizon, but... This is the thing I've always got to say, and if we do go together, we have to decide this because we did not do this for Beyonce, as we already saw. Where, budget, and what we are willing to spend.
Big on the budget.
Big on the budget, because Beyonce just got done taking me out back and bending me over and showing me all the 50 states. I just paid that off, and now I see an 18-wheeler with the words Lady Gaga coming right at me.
This all happened really fast.
It did.
And I do want to go really badly, but I'm like, do I want to be mature in this moment? Or do I want to be reckless?
I I want to be a part of it. I know it's going to be a great show. That's why I'm willing to put down a little more coin, as you would say. But I don't want to spend the same amount of money I just dropped.
I can't.
I
won't and I cannot.
Yeah. So, physically, the credit card is going to say, girl.
Literally, there goes somebody going to call me, check on me. They're going to put me in a conservatorship if I keep spending all my money.
Yeah.
I would just like to say a correction to Blake's statement. The tickets actually don't go on sale till next week, like April
12th.
Yeah, something like that.
That is not true.
Like, we're trying.
Oh, Gabe, thank you. You just come in and you just correct us with stuff and you just really get the facts straight. I like you. I will bottom for you. Anyways.
I'm so sorry for calling you a dumb idiot. That was just really rude.
No, I feel like it was warranted.
Don't. Oh. It's your birthday. Whatever. Who cares? The other thing I was...
Oh, I thought we were going to like...
Tit for tat. Okay, okay. Well, I gave you my tit. What's your tat?
Okay, so one of mine was that Garcelle is no longer on Real Housewives.
Utah.
She's not on Utah.
Salt Lake City.
She's not on Salt Lake City.
Beverly Hills. 90217. Okay.
On Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Wait, is she on Beverly Hills or Orange County? Beverly Hills.
Now I'm making you this.
I know. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
I know. I am not an avid Real Housewives.
Me either, but I
franchise
keep up.
watch you the way you keep up with those Kardashians and the Housewives and all that. But I did hear the news and I was like, oh, because I knew she was an integral part of what it has become now.
Yeah.
Her and Kathy Hilton.
Not Kathy Hilton. So listen, this is how I feel. I have not watched. I hear that she had a rough reunion. And I think it's wise. Like the Real Housewives, there is like a trajectory, right? Like you have good seasons, you have bad seasons. I think it's smart of her to go before everyone hates her.
Like Lisa Rinna.
No, she waited too long.
No, everyone hated her.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's good to just bow out. And that way you give yourself a passage to come back.
Yeah.
So now if she takes 2 or 3 seasons off and then she wants to come back as a friend or something like that, like the door is open and everyone's not like, ugh, why is she back? I don't want her to be here.
Yeah.
But also her relationship with Sutton annoys me so badly. For context, Sutton is this woman, I think she's from Georgia, and she was married to some rich man, got divorced, got all this money.
Good for her.
So she invited Garcelle and Kyle to her mother's home, and the lady was like so rude to Garcelle.
And this is all on camera.
On camera. Garcelle brings her a gift and is like, I got you something, and she's like, thanks, what is it, a scarf? Like, very much, and we all think it's because, you know. And Sutton, like, didn't correct her. And Garcelle's always, like, protecting her and, like, standing by her side. And I don't think Sutton gives her the same energy. So I'm ready to, not you fighting a yawn.
I'm not.
So I'm ready to see Sutton, like, stand on her own 2 feet.
Yeah. Why did you have to call me out like that? I was going to cut to you.
No. He was yawning. Yes.
Can I say one thing that's on my For You page? Give me, like, 30 seconds. That's all I
Okay.
Okay. This is going to be very niche for the people that watch Summer House. Put it in the comments. But do we really think Jesse Solomon did nothing in that room?
Girl!
In that room for 37 minutes.
Girl! He said he just got his toe sucked. He got more than his toe sucked.
What the hell are y'all watching?
I guess I'm getting more than 30 seconds. Let me set the scene. Okay, so we have our Summer House people, right? They, on the weekends, somewhere in the Hamptons. There's this new guy this season. I'm not a fan. His name's Emerald, something like that. Doesn't connect with any of the cast members. Literally has, which all to him, like sleeps with a lot of people, will bring them back to the house that he shares with
8 other people.
Last week, he brought in 2 girls, and everyone's partying in the like living family room, kitchen, whatever. He goes into the room, and Jesse Solomon was like, I want to see what he's doing. Goes in there. The thing is covered, and supposedly, Jesse Solomon gets on the bed.
Please keep that. Supposedly.
Gets on the bed, and Emerald has one of the girls suck his toe.
Work.
But the timestamp is on the camera. He was in there for 37 minutes.
30.
So he was getting this little piggy went to the market. This little piggy went up my ass.
This is the thing too, and he says, okay, the thing with Jesse Solomon is he's so funny.
Okay.
And he's all over the place.
So he's like me.
No.
Okay.
And he was hammered. And he's in this bed with all of these people, I guess, getting his toe sucked. And they catch him saying, I'm so hard right now.
Work.
And I'm like, keep in mind, Jesse Solomon has a girlfriend.
On again, off again.
Who lives in the house, who's gone for the weekend. So next week we get to see that all unfold.
I also do want to say, allegedly, there is a rumor that it was doing a little more than...
Who was?
That's why they went in the room.
Oh.
Can I say this? Being in your 30s is realizing how many people you know do cocaine. Mm-hmm. I go to a trivia every Wednesday night, and there are some people there. Hello, love you, I guess. Gay people deserve rights. I'm not kidding, every 20 minutes in the bathroom for trivia. I'm just like, every 20 minutes doing cocaine on a Wednesday.
I've never done coke in my life. I'm sure it's great. I will never know.
I'm too scared about the other stuff.
I'm too scared to be dying.
If it was the 80s, we might try it again. But I don't know. But I can't do it.
Okay, what else is on your For You page?
My other thing that was on my For You page is, I saw Snow White last week.
Correct.
And it was not good. And then, people are having all this beef with it. But apparently, somebody who wanted to get up in the beef and say, let me defend my daddy is one of the Platt children. Because, Mark Platt produced this movie. He also produced Wicked, so I'm not going to go too hard on this because we like Wicked, and he did great with that. He ate. But he produced the Disney thing, and Rachel Zegler, I guess in the promotion of all this, at some point had posted something that she was very excited to be a part of this movie, yada, yada, yada. It's finally coming out. And then after that, she tweeted directly under it. And as always, everyone remember, Free Palestine. Oh. And that pissed, the people off. Yeah. And then they were like, well, what about Gal Gadot? What about her? And, she's not even paying attention to all that. And people are saying that ruined the movie. They said, allegedly, Mark Platt got on a plane and flew to New York to confront her face-to-face to say, take that tweet down.
Baby, you could have just called her on the phone.
Or somebody said he should have gotten on a plane and told Ben Platt he was too old to be playing Dear Evan Hansen. But that is neither here nor there. So all of that to say.
How did Ben catch that stray?
Catch the stray. So I guess the other son, Jonah, posted something random on Instagram, and people love to be in the comments, and I'm just going to read it to you real quick.
This feel like white people business again. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But someone commented on Jonah's thing and said, your dad flew to NYC to reprimand a young actress. Any words on this? Because that's creepy as hell and uncalled for. People have the right to free speech, no? Shame on your father. And Jonah just said, it's time to defend my daddy. He said, you really want to do this? Yeah, my dad, the producer of enormous piece of Disney IP with hundreds of millions of dollars on the line. It's giving my father, the inventor of toaster strudel.
Seriously.
On the line, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his 20-year-old employee for dragging her personal politics into the middle of promoting a movie for which she signed a multi-million-dollar contract to get paid and do publicity for. This is called adult responsibility and accountability, and her actions clearly hurt the film's box office. I'll take questions at the end. Free speech does not mean you're allowed to say whatever you want in your private employment without repercussions. Tens of thousands of people worked on that film, and she hijacked the conversation for her own immature desires at the risk of all her colleagues and crew and the blue-collar workers, suddenly we care about the blue collars, who depend on that movie to be successful. Narcissism is not something to be coddled or encouraged. End quote. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I just went to his IMDb page, and I don't see anything that he's been in that's news or net worthy.
We shady as fuck on this podcast.
We really.
Y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all be watching this. Not him confirming that he flew over there to talk to the girl.
So I guess not allegedly. Allegedly.
The boy said and did.
I
would do it again.
I just loved my father, the one who's producing a piece of expensive Disney IP. I'm like, it's giving my dad, the lawyer.
Yeah. Do you know who my father is?
Literally. And I'm like, people can say what they want. To counter what you said all the way at the beginning of this podcast, which feels like 10 years ago about Chappell Roan.
Seriously.
She's being vocal.
Yeah.
And now she's getting in trouble. You can't win, as Kelly Clarkson said.
She can say what she can do what she wants to do. My thing is, too, We all know that this has been going on a long time, right?
Snow White or the
conflict,
peace in the Middle East,
yeah.
Or
Since like, I don't know, the Bible,
the tea.
So it's like, who could have seen this coming? Everybody. Why didn't y'all have a conversation or put it in people's contracts or do something to say, hey, we know that this is a thing. You will be in breach of contract if you do X, Y, and Z.
Morality clause.
And then that way you give people the opportunity to choose on whether they want to be a part of this and not say something or do the other. But this, like, obviously she's going to say, like, obviously this is going to be an issue. Shame on y'all for not getting ahead of it and understanding where we are and being so, like, completely oblivious to, like, everything that's happening on the universe to not get ahead of this and make sure that it wouldn't be an issue so that you wouldn't lose money at the box office.
Literally. Also, don't be surprised. Headline, outspoken actress is outspoken.
Seriously.
That's like making Jane Fonda not talk about the environment. Shut the up. What else has been on your For You page?
The last thing, we're narrowing down. We're almost at the Final Four for the NCAA.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else.
So I want to talk about, the women's. Respect to the men. I don't know one of the babies' names. I don't know who they are. I don't know who plays. I don't know who's in it. Men's basketball is so boring. Respectfully.
Just squeaky sneakers.
But them girls, though.
Them girls.
I will say I'm a little disappointed that LSU was out.
Yeah.
I
was really rooting for them.
Yeah. I love Flau'jae. I really wanted this to be a good year for her, but she is out. But some of my girls are still in. Malaysia Fawali, who plays for South Carolina, they're still in, and they played in Birmingham, which I wish I could have gone to see that. Then we've got Haley Van Lith, which kind of controversial, but I really like her. I think, she's played at a lot of schools. She's moved around a lot, and she is the star. She's been balling out of control. I think, this is airing on Wednesday, so they played Monday night. So we're going to see, at this point, at the time of filming, we don't know who won that game or any of the games to go into the Final Four. But I want to talk about my girl, Paige. Paige what?
Disorbo.
That's my other Paige.
Okay.
Paige Becker.
Yes, Paige Becker.
She dropped 40 in the second half of her last game. I think she shot 5 threes, got 5 rebounds. She is the second player ever to have this type of appearance in a playoff basketball game, and woman or man, and guess who the other one is?
That girl, Caitlin Clark.
No.
Oh.
No.
I don't know.
Not even Caitlin Clark did this.
Oh, what? Who?
Steph Curry.
Really?
Yes.
I do know him.
It's just the two of them.
Okay, I gotta reveal something. I'm not cool. And you said, she even put in the notes for this, Paige Becker dropping 40 points. I thought that meant she was choking. She dropped like,
Shut up,
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to make a joke. I thought like she's out there doing like them kids, like just sinking them. Oh my!
It's like a good thing.
Okay.
To drop 40.
Okay, work.
But yes, I was just so impressed with her. I love where the women's game is right now. And there's been a lot of controversy about the way that the system is working as far as the playoffs are concerned. And I agree. They should be playing closer to their hometowns.
Yeah.
Because listen, these girls are getting 8 million views, bajillion views a night on these games. And the arena, it should feel as big as it is, but because everyone's fans are so far away, no one can make it to the game.
No one's trying to travel. Are they just like taking to some random spot? Are they
yeah,
doing like Hunger Games Arena?
Yeah, like they played like South Carolina, like they played the last few games in Birmingham. And it's like, and they were playing somebody from like North Carolina. And it's like, so all y'all got to come all the way to Birmingham. Like, wouldn't you pick something like closer?
Down with capitalism.
You know what I mean? So I do agree, but I am so excited to see who takes it. I think I'm always
who you rooting for?
Always rooting for everybody black. I'm going for my girls in South Carolina. But I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be interesting. I want to get into, maybe I'll get into sports this year. Is this my year to be a sports girly?
We can do college football this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was like, I wanted to like go to a baseball game.
We should be soccer people. They're so freaking fun.
I've been to one soccer game here. Now, granted, I got to go with my friend. He gave me the VIP treatment. And I don't know if I can go other than that because I was right next on the field and I had an unlimited buffet. But it was so fun.
And the boys are cute there.
They
like
are.
a lot of hot guys go to soccer games.
Hot guys go to soccer and hot
I
guys
have a
play
crush
soccer.
on this guy right now.
Me.
No. And he goes to soccer games.
Tell the T.
Now I'm scared.
No, I told my crush the other day that I had a crush.
Well, that is you.
And he did not appreciate it.
He shut up. Yes,
He was
did.
like, thanks.
No, he didn't. No, I'm not about to put myself like that out there like that.
So, and
I
because
doubt he even watches this.
your lack of putting yourself out there means you don't even get to experience the chance. So with that being said, Jonathan Bailey, if you are watching right now.
Winston Duke. Hello.
Hello. Yes, there you go. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay, but other than that, thank you so much for watching this episode of Rewind the Podcast. If you want to listen to other episodes of Rewind the Podcast, you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you like podcasts. I'm not here to tell you what you like, but hey, guess what? If you want to watch the podcast, you can watch our beautiful faces on the YouTubes. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and sign up for alerts because we are always dropping some new stuff on there. And let me tell you what, it is going to be a humdinger of a summer, if you know what I mean. With all that being said, Raven, not Simone.
Thank you so much for listening. Like Blake said, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us 5 stars and a review. You can find me on social media
Platforms.
You can find...
Platforms.
Shut up! You can find me on all social media platforms, and I am Raven Dawson.
Gabe.
HeyBatchNash.com. HeyBatchNash on Instagram and TikTok. Use code REWIND and you get 10% off your first event. Bachelorettes, I got you.
And I am chronically online. You can find me anywhere. There's a social media site at Blake Rackley. With all that being said, we'll see you
next week. Thanks for listening to Rewind the Podcast.
Rewind the Podcast is a Laurel Street production, hosted by Raven Dawson and Blake Rackley.
Rewind the Podcast is recorded in Nashville, Tennessee, and produced by Gabe Bryant.
Our theme song is Famous Nobodies, performed by Rackley.
Written by Blake Rackley and Matt Pingle, and produced by David Spencer.
To contact Rewind the Podcast about sponsorship, business inquiries, or just to say hey, please email thatrewindpodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.